We're back, another episode of the Flag to Flag podcast, and welcome to episode 3 of the 2026 season. My name is John, the motorsport enthusiast, obviously Chad here, and Chad had a busy week this past weekend. Is going to have another busy week this upcoming weekend. It's really exciting for everybody listening.
Busy, but still busy.
So, can we say what's going on? Are
this upcoming weekend?
Yeah.
Yes. So the two announcements have come out. So first off, recapping last weekend, Wednesday after class, drove through the night to Auburndale, Florida, or Winter Haven, Florida, to Auburndale Speedway to go for day 4 of the INX Winter Nationals, hang out with my buddies. The reason I was there was because for the first time in a very long time, they had practice. They had Friday night truck practice, or they had Thursday night truck practice at Daytona, which I didn't know about, or else I would have been in Daytona. But come to find out, it was a good thing I went to Daytona because, John, I think I may have told you about this, but 44 trucks were on property at Daytona for the Truck Series race. 33 trucks failed technical inspection first time.
That's insane.
33. Now,
that's wild.
The number 95 of GK Racing, we were one of those trucks.
Ka-chow.
Yes, also that. We were one of those trucks, but that's because our tread width on one of our lug nut studs was too short. So it's not as egregious as some of the other ones, but at least that was it. So, yes, but then Friday I made it to Daytona, qualified 18th, needed to be top 31, so we made the show and ended up coming home 18th. You know, we really just kind of bided our time in the race. We wanted to save the truck, make sure it was good, and we did. So our number 95 Backyard Blues Pools Lure Drinks Chevy Silverado driven by Clay Greenfield was I've been practicing that. Can you tell?
I bet you've been running through that.
I have.
And in case
I did
y'all
like a few
somehow
times
make it to victory lane, they start interviewing everybody.
I don't know why. Like the night before, I kind of just let myself just kind of play with that idea. Just like, man, what if it did go our way tomorrow? And like, that would just be insane. But, you know, it ended up being a fantastic day. It was not fun coming back up here to the cold weather here in Northwestern Ohio. But
I can imagine.
Yeah, but I do have another busy weekend coming up. And if you want to hear about that, make sure you listen on for after the local racing report for this week's FTF at the track. I will try my best to get more kind of FTF at the track content while I'm there. It's a lot harder for me sometimes.
Right. Well, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, John, how was your weekend?
Good.
Yeah.
We watched the 500 together. Which
yes.
was fun.
On my way back from Daytona, I stopped in Nashville and me and John watched the Daytona 500 together. That was a lot of fun. Honestly, like it was a fun race to watch. It was a fun race to talk about. It was fun BSing with you for 4 hours after the race.
It was funny. I was thinking like there were so many times where we were just talking and not that I didn't want to watch, but I was like, holy cow, we're already 33 laps into the race.
Oh my God.
45 laps into the race. We're at like 35 to go.
I know. I remember we were both sitting there and we were just kind of just talking about something. I don't know. And I think we were looking at the comments on your most recent post. That is my new favorite hobby, John, is looking at the Facebook comments on your Facebook posts. They are hilarious. But I remember we were talking about that and we looked up. I was like, holy crap, it's 23 laps to go. Like we're getting to the tail end of this thing. But yeah, it was a fun race. But what do you say? We get right into it. We can tell racing season is starting to amp up because every episode we've got more and more to talk about with every series that we follow.
We do.
So, but let's start off with IndyCar here with today being the 17th plus tomorrow being the 18th, oval testing at Phoenix.
Yeah.
So that is very exciting. I think literally 5 minutes before we started recording, the results came out, which John, do you have or no?
Yeah, I got them. I got them right here. So, and we'll talk about what we're expecting and what we want out of testing at Phoenix. But top of the board, I mean, massive news. David Malukas. I mean, it's testing.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but the fact that he starts off on the right foot, it just feels good to be at the top of the board. I mean, he beat out Joseph Newgarden, the Oval King, by 0.6 of a miles per hour. That's by half a mile an hour, which is impressive.
Yeah.
Because they're clocking around Phoenix at 172 miles an hour. And that was the spread between first and 10th was about 3.5 seconds there. So
do you have the Dallara IR18 on iRacing?
Maybe.
So if you get a chance, I would love to see. So the Dallara IR18 is the most up-to-date version of the current IndyCar. I think there's I don't think it has the hybrid system. It might.
Right.
Don't quote me on that. But I would love to see, if you hopped on iRacing, I would love to see kind of what those lap times would progress and what those would look like.
For sure. I'd be curious to see what the speed would be, because this is the open test speed. I would assume that's a speed trap, but 172 around Phoenix is cooking it. So Malukas finished in first, Newgarden in second. So Penske, Will Power in third there, with Kirkwood, Palou, Armstrong, Rosenquist, McLaughlin, Dixon, and Rossi finishing out the top 10. So Penske at the top of the board, and Andretti there. You have Meyer Shank, you have Ganassi, all the big players at the top of the board, and Scotty Mack. So all Penske's in the top 8. Not too unexpected. So I'm curious. I thought about this, and I'm still thinking about my answer. But what do you want to see out of Phoenix testing?
I want to see, okay. We say this all the time about testing, especially in Formula One, but you could really say this about testing with any series. We always say take it with a grain of salt. But I'm struggling to say that here because, like you said, who was second on the board there? Newgarden. All right. Almost every oval track we go to, Newgarden is a threat to win at every oval track, which is insane. Malukas being what, 0.6, 0.06 miles per hour?
It was 172.6 for Malukas, 172.0. So 0.6 of a mile an hour.
So 0.6 of a mile an hour. All right. So that tells me, okay, like usually during F1 testing, we're seeing guys at the top of the board who aren't usually at the top of the board. Now we are seeing teams on oval tracks who are usually at the top of the board being at the top of the board. But we've talked a lot about Penske in the first and second, those things. I want to look down to third. All right. If this is any indication, Will Power is not slowing down. And absolutely. I love it. I love it. Sure. I love it. I love it. I want to see Will Power have a competitive year. And so I think it is interesting. But what I also love is if you keep looking down, there's a lot of variety there. You got Meyer Shank, you got Ganassi, you got Andretti, you got Penske. So it's not one person. I mean, yes, Penske's sitting 1-2 top of the board right now. What's the difference between second and third?
0.3.
Okay. So yes, Penske is 1-2, but they're not like 2 mile an hour quicker than everyone else. They're only 0.3, 0.9 if you look at just Power compared to Malukas. Yeah. So that's what I think. John, what do you think this data, just these mile per hour numbers tell us? And what do you think we're going to see going into tomorrow's testing?
I think we're going to see increased speeds because they're going to be more comfortable. I wanted to see the speed. That was my biggest question, is how fast are they going to be clocking around here? I know they're out there. I don't know actual lap times, but I mean 172 is much faster than Cup.
Oh yeah.
And I think that there's going to be I'm very curious to see what the results look like for tomorrow's test, because I guess today's when this is going live. I think it's going to be faster. I think we're probably going to see 173, 174 topping out. I think it's going to be very interesting to see there. And also I want to see the spread. So right now the top 10 is spread by about 3.7 seconds. I think that's going to close up quite a bit. I expect it to be around 1.4 or 1.5. I think it's going to be much closer because it's an oval. I think you're going to see McLaren enter the battle. I'm surprised Pato's not in the top 10. We haven't seen the rest of the results. I haven't seen the plans, but for Malukas and Newgarden and Penske, like you said, I agree. It looks like the program's there again. Now they just have to execute on it. And I think that I will say some of these comments are a little bit delusional, but it's fine. It's fun. It's preseason testing. I'm excited to see the speeds, and I was looking forward to see the speed. So I think it'll increase, and I'll think the delta between first and 10th will go down from 3.7 down to about 1.5. So very excited to see that. So that's what's going on in IndyCar land. We have practiced or testing tomorrow too. For them.
And real quick, just to kind of piggyback off of what you said about Pato not being in the top 10, there very well still could be some teams that are sandbagging and only testing specific things that aren't necessarily they're able to test them without them being at a top speed. So there
Right.
possibly could be some teams sandbagging. So me not seeing Pato O'Ward in the top 10 doesn't make me scared if I was a Pato
Agreed.
O'Ward fan.
Agreed.
You know, I mean, obviously he's going to have a stellar year as per usual. And I think this will be a very good, and I'm going to make the prediction right now. I think this is going to be a very good points year for Pato. I don't want to go out and say championship straight out of the gate, but I do think it's going to be a very good points year for Pato. I think he's really starting to come into his own.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, but now let's head into Formula One. You know, drivers, we had Bahrain testing this past weekend, and one of the biggest things that drivers were complaining about with the cars, it's more using the systems versus driving the actual car. And John, you were paying much more closer attention to this over the weekend than I was, because I was preoccupied with something else. So John, what do you think about this? How the way that drivers are feeling that it's more, what were the words again? It was more using the system versus actually driving the car. What are your thoughts on that?
So every year we talk about the regulations. There's always been big regulation changes and whatnot in Formula One. But this year, from what I've seen, what I've heard, and I've done my own research, and I've only done one test, but it's actually really interesting. So I ran Kimi Antonelli's Bahrain fastest lap from the first test to the pole position for McLaren, for Oscar, or for either Lando or Oscar back last year. And I had them side by side. Antonelli was 4 seconds slower than Piastri was. Now, again, a lot of different conditions. Soft tires at night for Piastri. I think it was Piastri. And medium tires in the early morning in the day for Antonelli. So there's that. But the biggest concern I'm seeing is a lot of drivers are lifting and coasting in the corners to build up energy to be able to use that down the straights. So you're not driving as all out as you are in the corners. Fernando Alonso came out and said that his chef could drive the damn car. So it's concerning, especially from a spectacle, and not like Formula One hasn't inherently been all about passing. I mean, obviously it's been about creating the fastest car, and inherently there hasn't been a lot of passing. I think this is a little bit worrying because I want to do more side-by-side comparisons, onboard comparisons. I noticed Antonelli was lifting and coasting a lot more than Piastri was. Again, it's testing. You're not running a qual lap. But it really kind of worries me about the speeds. And if we're slowing down the cars because they have to recharge their battery, they're not going all out in the corners, they're lifting and coasting because when you lift, you're recharging the system. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. So if you have to recharge that more often during a race, because it's now 50-50 split, naturally you're going to go slower, right? I mean, thinking about this logically, right?
Yeah. So yeah, no, you're thinking about this just right. And
so it worries me. It worries me for the action, because if they can't go all out, what are we doing? Not what are we doing, but like it kind of worries me from the performance side and the racing side.
When is Formula One gonna learn that less is more? They keep putting stuff in that, in my opinion, is not helping the on-track product. When I turn on the race on Sunday, I want to see that. I want to see racing. And honestly, if from what we're seeing from this preseason test, nervous, I am, because I don't want to see a parade. You know, I don't want to see a driver who should be at the front of this field having to save and lift and coast because of the way their car is. I do not feel like that is right. Yeah, so I'm going to definitely look more into this. I mean, if we look on the Formula One website, you know, the next event is practice at Melbourne, which is exciting. Nope. Yep.
No.
We have another weekend of tests.
This week. Yeah, that's happening this week.
So,
I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So, and that's the big question is, and I want to read some quotes, because it is very interesting to see what drivers have said.
The quotes are always amazing.
So this is what Fernando says. I don't know. We need to wait a couple of races to see how these regs work when we are all together and how racing becomes. Here in Bahrain, it's historically been, turn 12 has been a very challenging corner, so you used to choose your downforce level to go to turn 12 just flat. So you remove downforce until you are in turn 12, just flat with new tires. So it was a driver skill, decisive factor to go fast in a lap time. Now in turn 12, we are like 50 kilometers slower because we don't want to waste energy there, and we want to have it all on the straight. So basically, you're, instead of going 260, you're going 200. He said the chef can drive the car in turn 12 at that speed.
Yes, turn 12 being the flat-out right-hander just before the start of Sector 3.
Right, and the other thing is like, and this is where I looking at Leclerc's comment, he said, I find it fun in a different way. I mean, fun, it's not the funniest car. It's not the most fun I've had driving a car, but it's the way it is. And I find that fun in a different way. Like, I think that's very interesting because you have to learn with what the regs are. And I think the driver that's going to be able to adapt the best to the conditions will succeed. Looking at what Gabriel Bortoleto said, he said, it feels a bit like the junior series. Obviously, the grip level is a bit higher, but it comes back a little bit to the basics of that. The car has less grip, so in that you are sliding more through the corner that you can play with more. It's just a little different. Last year, the cars were planted to the floor. This year, it's not like that. And apparently, looking at other ones that drivers have come out and said, Max said, quote, I enjoy driving flat out. You cannot drive like that. And that's the thing that I'm curious about is how much can you do? Because he said, and this is a big quote, it's a bit more like Formula E on steroids. And that's
not good.
It's not great.
I'm going to say that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, he did say, but the rules are the same for everyone, so you have to deal with that. Almost the same sentiment as what Charles is saying. It's almost like these are the cards that were dealt. This is what we have to do with it. Yeah. And I think that's the big thing. And my big takeaway is, even if they are having the lift and coast, even if it is taken out of the driving element a little bit, they're going to have to learn regardless. There are some people that were saying they need to postpone the season. Formula One needs to postpone the season to make changes to the car. And I'm like, you can't do that. That's not going to happen. Like
you can't do. There are so I think many reasons.
I think it's going to be who can adapt.
You can't do that. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, if I've already said this once this episode, I've said it 100 times already. We have to take this testing with a grain of salt. But if I remember correctly, this is some of the most critical feedback we've seen from the drivers in a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's very different. I mean, obviously there's going to be different opinions, but it's comparing this to like a Formula E car, comparing it to like, hey, the chef can do it, basically saying, hey, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
From a world champion. I would trust his statement a little bit. It's Fernando.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be who can adapt to the car's ability and who can adapt to their environment. And I think a great driver that's able to do that is Max.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but I'm curious to see what testing is going to be like and what the first race is going to look like, because it may be more like, oddly, it's literally in the driver's hands and how they manage it, I guess, in the throttle versus the actual inputs of the car steering left and right and flat out, right? So
yeah, which, I feel like this is just going to hurt the racing product. This is going to hurt the on-track product. And like I've already said, less is more. Stop putting stuff in and start taking stuff out. All right? When they said DRS was going away, great, fantastic. No, they're just renaming it and changing it up a little bit. It's the same thing. All right? But yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm very curious to see how the season is going to progress.
I am too. I'm interested to see if the stuff that I'm worried about comes true or not. I hope it doesn't. I want to make that very clear. I hope it does not come true. Let's see here. Formula One, Melbourne. No, wrong button. There we go.
Should be 3 weekends from now.
3 weekends from now. My time. Race will be at... Wow, they moved the race up. It will be at 11 p.m. Sunday. Or Saturday for me.
Saturday night, yeah.
No, it'll be 10 p.m. My bad. 10 p.m. Saturday for me. Okay. That's a lot easier to watch than a race at 1 a.m.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
But yeah, so I'm not going to lie. Hearing the feedback from the drivers worries me quite a bit. And I really hope that what we are hearing doesn't... They get something figured out beforehand. They're not going to postpone the season. They're not going to do that. There's
stupid.
There's logistical reasons why you can't do that. There's financial reasons on why you can't do. Yes, it's a money thing. All right, and yeah, but
I mean, and also I think they're the kind of series of like, hey, shut up and drive. Like, shut up and figure it out. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean?
I hate that. I do, and I wish that I wish that Formula One and the FIA listened to the drivers more. But yeah. But
it is what it is.
Yeah, if you don't have anything else on this, John.
No. I will say
yes,
one thing.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
It is the year of the horse, so this guy will win a championship. All right, on to the local racing report, Chad. I had to throw it in there. I'm going to mark that too. Either way. Oh, wait, what is that? Oh, look at, see? Look at that. It's a year of the horse. It's time. Lewis Hamilton. There it is.
Yeah, I opened 2 of the exact same ones in the box. That was funny.
Really?
Yeah. But Yeah. Well, anyway, let's go to our local racing report. And something that I really want to say before this, local racing is not just here in the U.S. We are going to Kawana Beach, Western Australia.
Oh, hell yeah.
Perth Motorplex. They had, and listen to the classes they had here for this, all right? These sound a little familiar. Racing in Europe is very different just by the name of the classes, and Europe in general and really all over the world. Listen to the name of the classes they had racing. Sprint cars, late models, Formula 500S, limited sprint cars. Those are words we recognize.
Those are, absolutely.
All right? And so, yeah, we're going to start off with our limited sprint cars. Started second, finished third in the number 67 was Matt Hall.
He's hauling that 67 car.
Yep. Started third, came home second, the number 4, Craig Buttrell. And started first, came home with the limited sprint cars A feature win, number 20 of Cody Nash. Now for Formula 500s. And I'd love to know, these look almost like mini sprints is what they kind of look like if I'm being honest. But for their feature race. Okay, so just going off and saying this, the order that I'm saying this might not be how they crossed the line because we did have a DQ in this division. But started 7th, came home 3rd in the number WA1, Rise Cumming. Started 4th, came home 2nd in the number 72, Isaac Arnold. Started 2nd, came home with the Formula 500S feature win in the number 5, Cody Terchanio. Now for our late models, let's see here. Starting first, finishing 3rd in the number 94, Luke Halliday. Started 6th, came home 2nd, the number 23, Joe Chalmers. And started 2nd, came home 1st with the number 9 in the number 95, Abby Pickering. Now for our sprint cars. All right. I also want to go on the record, 28 cars started this race, only 15 finished.
Holy cow. What the hell happened? What the hell happened?
But I love who finished second in this one. Started 7th, came home 3rd, and the number Q26, Lachlan McHugh. Started 3rd, came home 2nd in the U17 from Clute, Texas, Aaron Rutzel. And going through this, looks like we had someone from New Jersey as well.
Heck yeah.
We had New Jersey, New Zealand. It looks like maybe we had some news. A lot of RA. But 23. Well, started 13th, came home 1st, and number 23, James McFadden. If you would like your local short track shouted out on the Flag to Flag podcast, email flagtoflag10@gmail.com or hit us up on any of our social media channels. Listen out for those at the end of the episode. Make sure you go out to your local short track this weekend and bring a friend. This week's Flag to Flag at the track will be... I'm not calling it Echo Park. Atlanta Motor Speedway. That's what it's called. It's called Atlanta. I'm going to call it Atlanta. I will be crewing on the number 74 Mike Harmon Racing, Round Valley Brewing Company, Chevy Camaro in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. My first NASCAR O'Reilly Series race. I'm super excited. I'm super nervous. I think as of right now, which I'll actually check to confirm this, to see if anything has changed on this. Last I checked, it was 39, but let's see your entry list. Okay, so this is as of yesterday at 3:52 p.m. 39 cars are entered for the race. I think the cutoff is 38, but do not quote me on that. And yeah, we will have Dawson Cram behind the wheel. Nice. Drove with Mike Harmon a good bit last year. I am super excited for this.
Oh yeah, dude.
Super excited for how everything's going to happen. Yeah, so should be a lot of fun. But yeah, now let's get into our big kahuna. We had the Great American Race, and what a great race it was.
It was wild.
It was a very good race. However, there were a handful of complaints about stuff, which I don't know if I agree or disagree with.
Interesting.
So, first of all, congratulations. Tyler Reddick, number 45 for 2311 Racing. Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin, getting the Daytona 500 win in a grandstand finish. I was really happy to see him win, especially after everything he went through at the tail end of last year. It was really good to see that, and plus everything that 23XI went through with NASCAR. I think it was fantastic to see. I think it was a great thing to see. All in all, I thought it was a good race. I thought it had a good mixture of strategy, a good mixture of carnage, and a good mixture of excitement. John, what did you think of it?
I'm right there with you. I mean, it had everything that you would expect in a super speedway style race. I mean, the 3-wide battle or the 3-wide parade with Toyota. Yeah, it was boring to watch, but pretty cool to see. I mean, it added a level of strategy. A lot of people don't like it, but all right, that's fine. A lot of people do. A lot of people I had somebody comment, Wade Taylor, shout out to Wade. He said that avid fans won't mind it. And yeah, while it was boring, I don't mind it. I think it was fine. Like it wasn't, like I said, the most exciting thing. I loved the race. I thought it was a great race. I thought the presentation was good. I thought the hype was great. I give it an A out of the weekend. The whole weekend was an A for me. I think the question is like, was it good for the sport? I think it was great. I think it was very well done. I'm excited to see the moves that are going on in the sport with the points, with the car, with the horsepower increase, with the hype around it, with the marketing that's going into it, seeing how it evolves and changes. There are people that said that it was basically packed, basically sold out. Besides all the people on Facebook that think it's all
I was about to say that I know about maybe 1.8 thousand people who would disagree with that.
Bro, it's wild, isn't it? Like some of those comments are just
comments we can't even say.
No, you can't. It's a joke.
And are insane. And I want to make one thing very clear. For anyone who is watching this podcast who may have commented on John's post in a negative way, I want to say two things to you. One, thank you for watching. And two, I hope you know that me, John, and John's wife, Sophia, were laughing at every single one of them.
It's going to be a whole series. I have to make a whole series about this because some of the comments...
I even got in there. I thought my comment was pretty funny. I had a meme of someone holding a coffee cup and saying John reading all of these because I thought it was hilarious.
It's amazing. I had people stitch my video on TikTok saying people think that it was AI.
Yeah,
like actually.
Oh my god.
And here's the thing: whether if it was rage bait, whether it wasn't, it probably was a mix of that, a mix of bots, but a mix of people who actually thought it was AI.
Yeah, and
that's that's concerning as hell to me.
Which, playing devil's advocate here a little bit, thinking that they would have that's not really out of the realm of possibility. I do not think NASCAR would do that. I do not think NASCAR would do that.
No, I don't either.
Would some off-brand series probably do that? Absolutely. But you also have to look at the day and age that we're in. You have to look at the world we're in today. In fact, I had my first day of my new class for my next session. My teacher said, and he goes, we are transitioning to a new digital world almost every year.
Yeah. True. It's advancing so fast.
It is. And I think that it's not out of the realm of possibility. I think that is something that someone could do.
Oh, yeah.
Don't think NASCAR is going to do it. Don't know why they would do it.
Bro, people sent me photos of them. If you go to the TikTok that I made, people sent photos of them at the track looking up into the stands. Yeah, there's a few empty seats here or there.
Yeah.
Like, obviously a photo is going to be different than the broadcast. But, like, the broadcast isn't going to put fake people in there. Like, it's not like... No, just no. If you think they do, get some help.
Trying to find a specific comment that we were laughing so hard at.
Dude, we could let the viewers go in and at their own leisure go in and look at that because I think we got something more. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know.
The comment I'm looking at right now has nothing to do with any of that. It just the way it's written was so fun. I will tell you it after the show because I don't think I can say it on here, but it's hilarious. But I'm looking for the in case you're wondering, John, I'm looking for the pain in ass one.
Oh, yes, that was a good one.
Just look,
it was wild.
If you're gonna comment something mean, personally, I have two rules if you're gonna comment something mean. One, make sure your spelling and your grammar is correct. And 2, make it funny. At least make it funny. All right. I'll be less upset if it's funny. All right.
Right. Yeah. I'll even laugh at it. Like there's some I'm like, damn, that was pretty good. That's great. Cool. Fuck you. But it's great. Cool. Thanks. But no, I think it's some of them just like they can't spell. They don't know how to spell.
Well, here's the thing: you're just typing so fast. Like, there's a few times I'll type out a text message real quick, and I'm like, all right, I need to read back through this.
These people are not typing fast. These are the same people that have the screen size blown up to all the letters like this. They have to read a text because it's that freaking big, dude. They can't read anything smaller. Give me that about the text. They tap, they go like this.
I have no comment. The only thing I'm going to say is, Mom, I love you. It's the only thing I'm going to say to that.
Miss Parker, you are amazing. I will not talking about you.
Even though your text font size is that big. We are not talking about you. But yes, it's, I don't know. Some people just have nothing better to do. But going back to the actual race
Thank you for commenting. That's all I got to say. But yeah, the race.
Adding to the algorithm. But yes, it was a fantastic race. Bunch of lead changes. All right. This was the first time. Well, no, it's not actually the first time I've done this, but this is the first time I've seen John very heavily invested in a race. And I think it was mainly because Byron had a chance at the three-peat, which I would have been good. I loved it whenever Byron was involved in an incident, all we heard was Sophia going, he's fine. Don't worry about it. He's fine. I need to watch more races with you and Sophia. It's fun just to watch y'all too.
I am very passionate.
Oh, dude, so am I.
It pours out.
Would you call yourself an enthusiast?
I think I might call myself an enthusiast. Yes, maybe. But wow, it's a great name. I need to change my name to that. Holy shit, you're right.
Honestly, I thought it was a great race. Like we said at the beginning, it had the mixture of everything. But I really want to focus here at the very end of this race and what some are calling a bit of a controversial finish. So much so that my uncle, who primarily watches Formula One, texted me this morning asking me about the conclusion of the Daytona 500. Okay. And I will read the text, which is my personal opinion, because I rewatched it like 3 or 4 times. But anyway, white flag lap. All right. White flag lap going into turn 1. We have a wreck. NASCAR doesn't throw a caution. Yay or nay?
I say yay.
Not throwing a caution?
Well, I say nay on throwing a caution. Nay. No caution. Caution for me.
So yes, good on not throwing a caution.
Yes, it was good that they did not throw a caution.
Okay. All right. I agree with that. I think when you look at when NASCAR throws a caution, I think you have to look at where the wreck happens. All right. If they were wrecking in the tri-oval, yes, throw a caution because they know how this race is going to possibly end when they get back to the tri-oval, like it did. Yeah. And you're just causing an incident for a possibility for more issues. So I think it was a good call. They had enough time to slow down before they got to those tore up race cars. And yeah, so I thought good. Now let's get to the end of this race. I am going to read the text I received from my Uncle David, my dad's brother, and the conversation me and him had. So this is today, 8:27 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay, I'm ready.
Was causing the crash at the end of the Daytona at the end of the Daytona 500 legal. Seems like that should not be allowed because he was trying to give his teammate a win. Before I responded, I went back, watched it several times, and this is what I said. In all honesty, I think the 35 made a late block on the 6. The fact that the 35 and the 45 are on the same team is why this discussion is so big. If it was any other team or manufacturer, this wouldn't be a discussion. I think the 35 misjudged the gap, and that's what caused it. I have had this discussion several times with my friends. You are far from the first to think that. Like I said, 45 and 35. If the 45 and 35 were not teammates, we would not be having this discussion. If the 35 and 45 were not both Toyotas, we would not be having this discussion. If Brad Keselowski drove a Toyota, we would not be having this discussion. If the 45 and 35 drove Fords, we would not be having this discussion. The fact that it is both 2311 cars, both Toyota cars, 2311 just beat NASCAR in a lawsuit. If those 3 factors were not at play here, we would not be having that conversation. Riley Herbst threw a late block on Brad Keselowski. In turn, got sent into the wall, overcorrected, and got Chase Elliott. I do not think it was intentional at all. You're going to disagree with me. I already know.
No. What I was saying, I mean, it was a stupid move. It was a stupid move, and I think, I mean, it does look rough. I mean, it's not a good look, and it makes sense. I think if it was anybody else, we wouldn't be having a discussion. I will wholeheartedly agree. I do think I think it was a mix of an intention. I mean, it was an intentional block. I think he kind of knew what he was getting himself into a little bit with the block, because he was trying to slow down the line. I mean, that's exactly what he was doing. And whether or not he was going to block him and be like this, or block him and be like this, I think his goal was to block the run, and the byproduct of it ended up being a big wreck. Right?
I think he was trying to help his team win the biggest race of the year? Yes. Do I think he meant to intentionally put himself and Brad Keselowski into the wall? No, I do not think that at all.
I think
Brad Keselowski seems to think different, though.
Well, it's Brad K. I mean, he has a right to think what he wants to think.
Oh, yeah.
It was a dumb move.
Daytona 500 with a broken femur. That would have been insane.
Why do you think he was my pick? If Herbst didn't make that block, he would have won.
Do you think that line was coming fast? That line was coming fast, but the start-finish was coming faster, I think. It would have been close, but I don't think so.
I think he might have won. Either way. I think that it was a dumb move. I mean, it was a bonehead move.
Yeah.
But you have a chance for your teammate to get back to the line. But here's the other thing we don't want to talk about. I don't know if I've seen many people talking about it. I haven't really looked. If Herbst didn't come back down the track, Chase might have gotten there. If he side drafted, I mean, you know how big the side draft is in these cars.
Oh yeah,
he would have
Daytona and Talladega.
He probably would have been within a third of a car length, I would say, or maybe a half of a car length.
Yeah,
I think that's another reason why this is a big topic. I've had people that have texted me that have said, I'm not naming names. Someone said Riley Herbst should lose their ride because of the situation at the end of the 500.
Were they Chase sexual?
They were a Chase Elliott fan. I will say that they were a Chase Elliott fan, and I was like, I will agree. It was his second year, and he hasn't performed. I mean, but also
he hasn't
performed. His second year. He's one of my guys that I cheer for because he has the exact same birthday as me. So I mean, exact to the day into the year. So
are you serious?
Dead serious, absolutely, yeah. So that's why I'm a Herbst fan. Yeah, I like him purely because of that. It goes to my video. Remember the video I put out about why you should be a NASCAR fan if they have your same birthday? Root for him. That's why partially I'm a 24 fan because I was born on the 24th way.
It's the only reason I'm a Richard Petty fan. Obviously not the same year, but we were both born on July 2nd.
There you go. I mean, there you go. So I think when it comes to Herbst, it was a bonehead move, and I think he knew what he's getting himself into. I don't think that he meant to completely wipe out all those guys. I think he meant to block them, but I don't think he meant to completely destroy the car. So that's my take. So you have a puzzled look on your face. If you're not watching this on YouTube, Chad has a very puzzed look. He's on his
thought
computer.
Your birthday was the 20th.
Bro, no, we've gone over this. It's the 24th.
It is the 24th. Okay.
Yeah, because my dad, my grandfather were
Jeff Gordon.
Yes, Jeff Gordon. Come on, bro. Come on, dude.
That's how I need to remember that is just the 20, because I always know.
Or William Byron. I mean,
I know
24?
It's in okay. I know it's in February. The only reason I know it's in February is for a completely separate reason.
Fair.
But now I have a way of remembering that it's the 24th. All right, it's for Gordon. What day is Lindsay's birthday?
The 20th. We both go to our phone.
For the record, I'm not calling Lindsay.
I think it's the 21st. Yeah, I thought it was the 21st. Who are you calling?
If he doesn't know, that's an issue.
The 20th.
Hey, quick heads up. You're live on the podcast right now, and me and John have a question for you.
Okay.
When is your sister's birthday?
Yeah, let's go.
John just guessed that out of nowhere.
Well, I didn't guess it. I knew it. I just made sure I couldn't remember if it was the 21st or the 22nd.
What? You can hear him in the background?
I hear him in the background.
Anything you'd like to say to the podcast? I'm hovering my button over the hang up button just in case. Okay, that'd be good choice.
That is Jesse Binkley for you,
good
folks.
choice.
Jesse wants to keep his ride. He wants to keep his Legends ride.
Yeah, Jesse wants to keep his Legends ride with his dad. All right, we'll holler at you, bud. I'll see you. All right.
And I was looking back through my text. It is the 21st because I actually asked her a couple days ago on Wednesday.
So it is this Saturday.
It is the 21st. It's a 2-1.
Barry.
Byron.
Speaking
of drivers, who's your pick for the Atlanta this weekend in the Cup Series? Now we're talking about race car driving.
Yeah. I was actually just about to ask you the same thing. I've thought about this not a lot, mainly because I go off of feel. All right, I go off of how I feel this driver does at this specific style of racetrack. And this specific driver has proven they can win not just at this style of racetrack, but almost any style of racetrack. It's been a while since I've picked this driver, but I truly think they will have a decent shot at winning this. John, you will be happy to hear this. Give me Byron. Give me Byron this weekend.
Let's go.
Give me Byron.
Let's go.
I think it will be good. Obviously, going into a race like this, the Toyotas are going to be on a big move after the week they just had. And you also look at someone like Chase Elliott, hometown crowd, going to be big, but yeah, that's who I think is going to win the Cup Series race. I don't know about the Truck Series race. O'Reilly Series race. I'm going to go with the number 74, Mike Harmon Racing.
Good answer.
Chevy Camaro. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
Good answer there. That's a good answer.
Absolutely. But John, you actually have all three. So tell me trucks, O'Reilly, and I'm still getting used to, I don't know about you, I'm still getting used to saying O'Reilly.
O'Reilly. I say Xfinity. I still say Xfinity, even to Sophia, even to you, I've said Xfinity.
But give me truck, O'Reilly's, and Cup winners, starting with trucks.
Got them all written down right here on this sticker that I have.
I was about to say a nice ride sticker.
It's a sticker. Yep, I wrote it on the back of it because I got to rip it off and put it on my rig or my seat. Either way, for trucks, I'm going to go with the guy who can win anywhere in the trucks. He's going to be back behind the wheel of the number one. Could be Heim.
Is it that time?
Heim time.
Is it Heim time? That is a good bet in my opinion. That is a very good bet in my opinion.
He wants to go out and be like, hey, we need to get this show on the road.
Yeah.
The next one, I want to pick a guy that people say I look like. The 41, Sam Mayer. Give me Sam Mayer to win at Atlanta. Dude can get it done, I think. I think he has the speed. Sam Mayer. Can you see Sam Mayer and me side by side? No?
That's what I'm trying to do right now, if Google will work. I found a photo of him just cheesing right here, just full.
Full cheese?
Yeah.
Full cheese. Cheese exposed.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Okay, well, in this photo, if you, I know you're pretty clean-shaven right now. If you went completely clean-shaven, a bit shorter hair.
Maybe
gained a bit of weight, maybe.
Gained a bit of weight, brother.
Not much, though. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't see it.
You don't see it? Okay, it's fine.
I don't see it.
I don't care. I don't think either way of it, but I'm going to pick Sam Mayer, though. Sam Mayer
for Sophia
O'Reilly. No, not at all. I was
about to say, she'd have a perfect person to cheer for in the O'Reilly series.
Literally, it's a duplicate of me. It's my doppelganger. Plot twist, I'm right. I'm driving an Xfinity. Or dang it, I did it. I'm driving an O'Reilly. Okay.
Plot twist, Sam Mayer is just John's alter ego.
Man, that would be rough.
Bob Media is just a front. No, Sam Mayer. No, John's real name is Sam Mayer. Sam Mayer ran out of money a long time ago, so he went to the University of Tennessee, started a social media company just to pay Dale Jr. to drive the ride.
Welcome to. We're all in the Matrix here. But for Cup,
I'm interested to see who you say.
I'm going to pick a guy who should have won last year at Atlanta. I watched him race. This dude will win. He will win.
I think I know who you're picking, and I almost picked this person, but I didn't.
Okay, is it a double digit number?
The double digits. It is a double digit number.
Same number.
And it is the same number.
77. He almost won last year. He was leading the last lap of the 500.
He was.
He will win. This is not even a debate.
He is eventually going to win.
He's going to win at Echo Park Speedway, bro. This is not a debate. I know the script. I've talked to NASCAR about this. He is going. I hope I didn't destroy my mic. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So
I should have told him.
will.
I couldn't.
That would have been funny. That would have been good. He will win the Echo Park. What's the name of the race? I don't even know the name of the race. What is it called?
The Echo Park. I know that the
Auto Trader 400
I was about
at
to
Echo Park
sure
Speedway.
It's
He will win. Without it, I am so confident in this. I have not been this confident since Brad Keselowski at Darlington. When I picked Brad K to win at Darlington, and people were like, no, and I'm like, yeah, give me, come on, it's gonna happen.
If this was Atlanta 4 or 5 years ago, I'd say I'd be on that road with you. But the fact that the new Atlanta has been configured to a super speedway style race.
I mean, again, it's a crapshoot. Let's be real here. It's a crapshoot.
It is.
I'm very curious to see how the track will handle, because these cars are sliding around. And so, will we see more sliding around than we have in previous years? I don't know. But what I do know is that Carson Hocevar will win this damn race on Sunday. I signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours, Carson.
Something, if Carson Hocevar wins, that is honestly, like, not if, when he eventually wins a race, because it's gonna happen.
It's gonna be this year. Hot take. He'll win a race this year.
Yeah, I can see that. Ty Gibbs isn't. No. If he wins a race, someone's having a heart attack. I don't know who, but someone's having a heart attack.
If Carson wins
it
a
might
race,
be Bush.
It might be. If Carson wins a race this year, he has all the pieces necessary to become that. He's just right there to become a superstar. I think he's got the personality. He's got the brand. He's got Chili's. He's got he's got the fans at a really early age.
It's almost scary how many, like, it reminds me like McLaren, Formula One, and IndyCar cult like following drivers that he has.
It is 100%. But either way, Carson Hocevar is my pick. So I think without further ado, I think that might be the end of the Flag to Flag episode. We've talked about IndyCar, NASCAR, Formula One, local racing report over in Australia as Chad drinks his beverage and I'll eat my giggles over here. And I think this is going to be the end. So follow
is it
us
called
on
giggles because people laugh at you every time you eat them?
Probably, bro. But these things are fucking fire.
I'd love to try one.
They're good.
You got me hooked on sugar-free Dr. Pepper.
Really?
Yeah. Because honestly, like, this is so off topic, but I feel like diet or like sugar-free versions of drinks taste so different than the original. Dr. Pepper tastes really similar.
It's pretty close.
It is, and close. I like it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's good.
Thank you all for listening to this episode of the Flag to Flag podcast. John, where can they find us?
At Flag to Flag podcast, everywhere you get your social media information. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Instagram is at Flag to Flag _podcast. Make sure to subscribe, share it with a friend who's an IndyCar fan, NASCAR fan, F1 fan, and make sure to tune in next week when we are going to recap the Auto Trader 400 weekend in NASCAR. And then we're going to preview IndyCar, St. Pete, NASCAR, Truck Series, St. Pete. Gonna be epic.
On one.
So make sure to tune into that one. That'll be a fun episode to cover there and all the news dropping around motorsports. This is John and Chad. We will see you next week.